Should you have a farm area? The year's 2020. This is part 3, so if you haven't watched parts 2 and 1, go back and watch them because they're all in sequence. Part 3, should you have a farm area? Let's go. So this next one is not a secret. Smile. Look like you're enjoying yourself. Look like you're having fun. Now this is especially true, not just on the phone, because that smile comes through on the phone, but it's true when you're face to face. You know, one thing is, there's 2 ways to drop off flyers in the property. One is to just drop them off and keep running. The other is to drop it off and knock on the door. Well, the first one, the drop it off and keep running, that's just a flyer drop. You're not actually door knocking. But the way I used to do that was quite early in the morning in my farm area. And I would do that through the area, a little bit of exercise. But also what it did, it allowed me to do what I call quick hellos. And quick hellos would be popping in the mailbox, and then someone would be walking out or getting ready to go to work. I go, hey, how you doing? Wouldn't say, hi, I'm Daryl from ABC Realty. I wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't oversell myself. I'd just go, hey, hi, how you doing? Then when they got home, they'd take the flyer out and they go, that was that crazy guy that was out walking around at 6 o'clock this morning in the rain. So you have to think of things that other agents are not doing. Other agents may just pop in the mailbox but not do the quick hellos. Do the quick hellos, smile, and always be ready for that. What else can you do? This is old school, direct mail. Now I know the cost of mail goes up all the time. The advantage of that is there's less agents are doing it because they can't afford it. Now if you're brand new to this year, maybe the electronic medium is better. But if you've been doing it a while and you have a little bit of capital behind you, direct mail is a huge asset. I still do direct mail today, 2020, the year 2020, 34 years after I started, and I started doing direct mail, I still do it today. It's a smaller percentage and it's more focused on who it goes to, but I still do it because when I do direct mail, I have a lot less competition. Now, obviously, there's emails, there's all the socials, which are becoming more and more all the time, except TikTok. Don't go on TikTok anymore. There's also other agents' listings, so anytime an agent lists in your area, send out a brochure. Hey, John from ABC Realty just listed a house down the street. That's what I used to do. I used to say it was John from ABC Realty. I'd have no problem with that. If you're interested in this property, give me a call. That way John could not complain that, hey Daryl, you're marking my listing, stop it, it's not yours. Other agents' sales, I would do exactly the same thing. I'd let them know who sold the property, and then I'd say, hey, if you're interested in getting a valuation or an appraisal on your property, give me a call. I would never diss the other agent. It just wasn't in my makeup. In fact, I never ever talk bad about another agent. Never have, never will, because it just looks bad to consumer. Co-oping with a local merchant. And by a local merchant, I don't mean the big box store. I mean the little boutique store. The little store that's been there maybe for 5 or 10 years and everyone knows it in the area and they just make enough money to get by. Team up with them. Do some sort of promotion with them. Because that does 2 things. It shows you're connected to the area more than just the big box store that rolled in a year ago. It shows you're connected to the little people in the area that were there before the area became popular. So look for those little shops. I'm not going to go into which ones you should look for, but you should have a little shop in your area with a little local person in there. Look for co-marketing with them. This is one I used to do all the time. I'd always track what properties were settling or closing. And once it did, within about a week after that closing or settlement, depending upon where in the country or which country you're in Australia, we call them settlements. In the States, obviously closings, depending upon where you are, as opposed to sellers to vendors, etc. So there are some differences there. But when a property would close, within about a week, I would go knock on their door. Hey, I'm Daryl at the time from Remax Real Estate. Welcome to the neighborhood. And I'd give them just a little token. If it was a little gift basket, it'd be very cheap, maybe $5 or $10. It'd be just something little chocolates or something. I used to also do, my wife used to actually make them up, little plants in little pot plant things, just a little plant. And so, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Just something little. Now, are they going to be selling next week? No, that's not the point. The point is they will be selling maybe in 3, 5, 7 or 10 years. Remember, 5 years happens really quickly. But they probably have friends, and those friends will come over to their house, and those friends may want to buy in the area, or they might have bought in the area because they already have friends in the area. So remember, you're not just looking for the business right there, you're looking for the business there, and there from this point. Tenants. Can't remember the exact number. This is up in North Long Beach where I was farming, but I would probably say, maybe 50 or 60% of the doors I knocked on, and I'd go through, hi, have you been thinking about selling? Script. They would go, no, we're just renting. To which I'd flip and go, oh, have you ever thought about buying? Yes or no? And so don't disregard the renter. A lot of times people that own a lot of property just rent because they don't want to do the maintenance on their own house that they're living in. Makes a lot of financial sense once you understand that. So don't discount renters. And again, renters have friends, so the point of contact's here, but they have friends that own houses. So renters, good source of revenue. Now, obviously, there's lots and lots of them. You can co-op or team up with the school. You can do colouring contests. You can do those contests online. You can do fetes, car washes. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff you can do, but you've got to take the effort and just go out there and look in your area. Or if you're driving through another area and you see something, you go, oh, that's a good idea, I'm going to do that. Like in my area, I was driving around the streets the other day, this is in Australia, and on the garbage bins, the rolly garbage bins you put out every week, they had a sticker on the side. Down the bottom was the real estate agent's company, and then up the top it had the speed limit, which was 50 kilometers an hour, 50k, slow down, kids playing. It was a simple little thing to do. The marketing for the company was quite small, so they just stuck it on their garbage bin. I thought that was a great idea, so I copied it. So how do you pick an area that you are going to farm in? You can do what I did and just pick the lowest price houses in the area so you don't feel intimidated, which worked for me for a long time. But then as time went on, I started farming closer to my house so I could literally walk out my front door and start farming, or close to your office. Or they have houses that you really, really like, or just an area you feel comfortable in. You may feel comfortable up in the $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million price range. I do now, didn't at the start of my career. And with higher price, also turnover comes into the equation. Does the area have enough turnover? How many agents are in the area? So all those sorts of things may go into your thought process as to picking a farm area. So finally, Daryl, how long before I get results? I don't know. Might be a week, it might be a year. It kind of depends on you. If you don't see results after a year and you've hardly been doing anything, well, you know what? Either start working harder, quit farming, or find a new job. So it kind of depends on you. As a general rule, I'd say if you're farming in the truest sense of the word, you're not necessarily looking for now business, but you'll come across now business. So I'd say within 2 months, you should at least come across someone that wants to sell now, and you should at least have the opportunity to do a listing appointment. Now, all of that being said, after a year, if you're consistently in that farm with something at least once a month, you should start seeing pretty steady results after a year. And by steady results, I mean probably at least a listing or a buyer's appointment every single week. So, that's it. We're done. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be reminded of the next video, and please go out, start a farm, list something, sell something, and then let me know how you're doing in the comments below.